Wow, okay, this is the second time I've had to do this. My camera died and deleted everything. So, where do I begin? Evermore Park is a fantasy roleplay park based out of Utah. It is truly amazing. It's one of my favorite places, honestly, in the world. It's Lord of the Rings, fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons. It's everything that a nerd like me would love combined into a park. And it became a safe space for me and a lot of other nerds who didn't really have many outlets for things like roleplay, because let's be honest, there's not really much of a LARP community right now during COVID-19. So going to Evermore was a great way to get out those little itches we needed to scratch for LARP and acting and roleplay. So Evermore was really a wonderful place, and I hope it can get back to its glory one day. Now, if you don't know what's going on, obviously I sound really grim in this. Let me start by saying, no, Evermore is not closing down. As far as we know, they are just made an announcement about some dramatic changes and closures and layoffs that have been going on. Before I get too far into the video, I just want to say, if you want to learn more about my outfit, how I'm dressed, this amazing Lord of the Rings inspired waist pouch, please go check out my other video. I'll have it up in one of the info boxes talking about my Evermore OC Achilles Elrin. I'm in his winter outfit right now. This is Achilles. He is my Evermore, but also a D&D OC too, so he's kind of versatile. But today we're here to talk about the recent announcement regarding Evermore Park in Utah. So, last week, an announcement got set out. I'm going to put the whole thing here, so if you'd like to read it independently, pause, but I'm going to be reading some of the highlights. After many hours of deliberation, we have made the decision that Evermore Park will not be opening for Winterlume this year. We will be looking to open back up in the summer of this year with some events in between. We are going to be making some changes moving forward. After looking at the Evermore Park experience, we will be going for a more general experience for our guests. Previous story, characters, and other theatrical elements will not continue. Each future season may feature some new activities, actors, and elements, however they may look different from those you are used to. This decision does not come lightly. Many hours have been dedicated to figuring out exactly how to keep operations with such financial strain. Hard decisions were made, one of which was to also part ways with many wonderful actors, creators, leaders, and friends in order to continue operating in the future. Let us be clear, Evermore Park will not be closed entirely. However, when we open next, the experience in Evermore Park will be different from what you are used to. Thank you for your support. We see you in Evermore Park soon. So, that post came to us last week, I believe Tuesday perhaps. I'm not exactly sure the date. And I was at my girlfriend's house, who is just as into Evermore as I am. She roleplays as Juniper Brush, her OC. We interact in park together, and it's beautiful. But we were together when we found out the news, and it hurt. It hurt a lot. I was kind of beside myself. I didn't know how to process things. I don't know how to process things in general, so trying to process this has not been fun. But when I actually got it in my head what was going on, I just cried. I cried. I didn't have another reaction besides tears. That's the only way I could get my emotions out at the moment. For me, Evermore Park was a safe space. It was my little nerdy sanctuary where I could go for the night and just be myself. Well, actually be Achilles, which is a better version of myself. It was amazing. I loved being able to roleplay and interact and feel like I was part of something bigger than I was. It gave me the chance to get better at archery and my stealth. I was a ranger working on leveling up to journeyman, and I don't know if I'm gonna get that chance. I've put so many hours into Evermore that when they say that the stories, the actors, basically what we've loved about Evermore is going away, it hurts. It hurts a lot. Now, I'm late to the game. I only started regularly going to Evermore in 2020, and I was really dedicated to learning the storyline up until the time I started going in lore, consistently in lore 2020. and I'd only made it about halfway through 2019 before this happened. I was listening to the Evermore, World Walker Weekly podcast, the Evercast recaps. I was trying to figure out all the storylines that I'd missed. I'd even recorded my own, just me talking through events so I could conceptualize what was going on. I had put so many hours into learning about this park and creating my character and my costume. I handmade this whole costume. I made this adventure notebook and I filled it with my adventures in Evermore. If you want to see a flip through of my journal, it'll be in my Achilles Ellerin OC video, but I put so much into this journal, so many adventures and so much about the Rangers and where I was going with my storyline. I'm actually really proud of this journal, but I've committed, my point is that I've committed so much to Evermore that to hear that my favorite part, the story, the acting, the immersive elements were being taken away, that felt like a part of me was taken away almost. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it did. It really hurts. It hurts to know that the storyline that I worked for months trying to catch up on, trying to memorize, quizzing myself on even, is done, gone. None of it's going to get to use anymore. What's going to happen now that the charities won? What are they going to do? I'm never going to see Willow again. I'm Driner, Heron, Lily. My point is that I've worked so hard to catch up, and it feels like the rug's been ripped out from under me. I'm very hurt. I'm upset. However, I am trying my best not to blame management, Evermore management, including Ken Bretschneider, who is the CEO of Evermore. I'm going to be reading Mr. Bretschneider's statement that he put out on Twitter January 17th, 2021. In regards to the park, I will again put it up over here if you would like to read it for yourself. Evermore is not out of business, but 2020 made a very hard year. We do care despite the few that are saying otherwise. We had to deal with very real financial issues and continue to put our heart and soul into everything we have into this dream, hoping for a better 2021. Now, of course, it's a very generalized statement, but you can't really expect more of a CEO who's had to let go most of his staff at this time. The business was obviously not doing well. COVID hit really hard, and a lot of us could see that in park. Things weren't the same, really. They were slower, but for me, I liked it slower. Now, obviously, I know that's not financially sustainable, but I enjoyed those slower moments where I could interact more with the actors than I would on a really busy night. For instance, on a slow Thursday, the Ranger Heron helped me improve my archery skills, and we really got to connect, and I loved that. But people's responses, besides my own, have been very mixed, both on the severe ends of things. On one end, we have people who have gotten very, very angry, have been verbally harassing Mr. Bretschneider, who are basically threatening violence, and that is absolutely not okay. This community was based on mutual love for nerdiness, and hate is just really not tolerated in the community. Now, I understand that they've let go of many, many, many amazing people, but I don't think as a community we should be sending mass hate to someone. That is just not okay. But on the other end of things, people seem to be using this as a time to express their gratitude for Evermore and everything that it's done for them. People are arranging videos and posts and meetups focusing on healing around this time of grief that we're all going through right now. There's actually a meetup close to the park this Saturday with some of the Everguard, which I had just been able to join the Everguard right before things closed down. So I'm a little sad about that, but they are meeting up. I unfortunately cannot go because I will be at work and I am a broke college student. So I need to go to work, unfortunately, but I hope they have fun, and I hope it helps them heal a little bit. Basically, I think you can understand my stance on this so far is pretty neutral. I'm not vastly angry at Mr. Bretschneider, but I'm also not one of those people who's turning it into a positive moment. I would like to be, but realistically that's not really. Unfortunately, I'm still grieving, honestly. I'm grieving the stories, the characters. I'm grieving my own character, but I need to move on and focus on the future. The future of Evermore, I have no idea what's in store at all. I couldn't give you an estimate on what it's going to look like. I can say confidently that I will go back to the park to see what's going on once they reopen. Not sure I'm going to enjoy it nearly as much as I would, but hey, I will go and just give it a shot. Like I've said, Achilles, my Evermore RC, is also a character that I use in my D&D campaign currently. So Achilles is going to live on. I wouldn't let him die. He's literally my favorite OC I've ever created, but yeah, I wanted to come on here and talk about this kind of in a more formal format than a lot of posts I've been seeing going around. Just to get my thoughts out in the world. I probably won't be making any update videos if more news comes out. This will probably be it for me talking about Evermore, besides my OC video, which I will have linked somewhere up here. But yeah, if you are a fellow Evermore nerd who is grieving, please reach out for help. We're all here to support you, support each other. This is a very hard time that we're all going through, unfortunately. And I encourage everyone to use this time to reflect on everything that Evermore has done for you. Yeah. Stay well, nerds. We're gonna make it through this, and we're gonna heal together. Bye, guys.